Good afternoon, and let's call this town meeting together here on September the 1st. It is a beautiful day out there, and we have got plenty of sunshine, and there is plenty of heat coming from the sunshine, I can tell you. Stand out there a little bit, and you warm right up in a hurry. So anyway, we do appreciate each and every one of you being here. And so at this time, we will ask our Mayor Pro-Tem, Buddy Fowler, if he'll lead us in our invocation, and we'll ask if you'll stand, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's bow our heads. Our Father, we're thankful to be able to gather as free Americans to do the town's business. Father, we ask you to continue to guide and lead us. And Father, help mend our country and help promote understanding among all of our races, Father. Our country's suffering in all this pandemic we've had, all the closures we've had of businesses and things. We're going through uncertain times. Father, we ask your guidance and your help and your healing powers in all of this. We know through you all things are possible. Father, we ask you to bless this council, bless the citizens of Surf City, and bless and make us do the right thing for our citizens here in Surf City. We ask all these things in your most precious name. Amen.
Amen. This time we'll ask Councilman Don Helms if he'll lead us in our pledge of allegiance to our wonderful flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right. Beautification and Appearance Committee. Is Jim here by any chance? No. All right. Then I will ask that the homeowner, the people from 105 James Avenue, if you would come forward, please.
Don't be back.
Don't be back. Anyway, this is a certificate of recognition for the Home of the Month. Certificate is awarded to, now you Heather? You're Heather and you're Mike.
Yes, sir.
How about that? We got the right ones, didn't we? And anyway, we appreciate it. That's at 105 James Avenue, and we will be there to visit with you tomorrow.
Great.
Will you be there?
Yes.
Good, okay.
Yes, for sure.
And we'll take some pictures, get in the paper, but we certainly appreciate you, the work that you do on your yard and looking after it and making Surf City that much more beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
much, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very
That's not mine, is it? I darn watch. My watch. Okay. All right. Now, we got the business of the month, and we will, let's see, have we got anybody here from the business of the month?
The one that counts.
The one that counts, right? Oh. We appreciate it. You did do a good job. It looks beautiful out there. And I know y'all did most of the work. Had a little help, I guess. But anyway, we do appreciate you, the work that you did, and things like that just make Surf City look a lot prettier. And I did see on the thing the other day about your beach cleanup as well, so we appreciate that. And so anyway, this certificate of recognition to the business of the month. Certificate is awarded to the Daily Grind and Unwind by the town of Surf City Parks and Recreation on this first day of September, signed by myself and Beautification Chairman. Can you tell whose signature is? Okay. But anyway, we do appreciate it here, and we appreciate your work and all the work that you do for the town.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Jeremy, you slipped out of that. That's good. Okay. All right. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda without any other items being?
I've got one thing. If I could respectfully request the Surf City Explorers MOU revised Pender County Board of Education. I've got a little update on that, and we've been continuously working with the Board of Education and now their legal counsel. What was presented to you had already been redlined by them, so we got that back on your agenda. However, we were notified this morning that they have some additional investigation to do with it in regards to some of the how we're going to handle exceptional children if they enroll in the program. So what I respectfully request is that if we can approve that condition on if there's minor edits that I have authority to execute that MOU in consultation with legal counsel to not hold that up if we get.
So that's the same one that came before us at the workshop.
That's correct.
Right.
So I didn't have a chance to talk to the attorney about it. We've been kind of going back and forth with their counsel today.
Okay, so okay to just let him handle.
Mr. Mayor, I
Any
make a motion
changes?
we adopt the agenda as presented and we allow our manager to work with council to reconcile the MOU with Pender County Board of Education.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hands. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Motion is carried, and a motion to adopt the agenda at the same time.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now we need a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
So that was the consent.
Huh?
That was.
No, that was, you needed, we had to have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, and now we need a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, thank you. All right, public hearing. At this time, we will call Miss Amy forward, and we have a public hearing to go into for rezoning application, Stephen LLC, Belt Road, Pender County, PN 423547, 7683 0000 and 423557 8528 000 93.27 plus or minus acres. And could we have a motion to go into public hearing?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, Miss Amy, you want to explain it?
Yes, sir. In your packet this afternoon is a rezoning request. Cape Fear Engineering, on behalf of D.R. Horton, is requesting the property known as Phase 3 of the Waterside Development be rezoned from planned unit development to multi-family cluster in order to match the setbacks and open space active areas within the previously approved Phases 1 and 2 of the Waterside subdivision. This property was originally known as the Sullivan property and was rezoned from rural agriculture to PUD on December 1st of 2015. The property consists of tracts 1, 4, 5, and 6, which are shown on the attached map, and included approximately 158.39 acres. This original rezoning to PUD allowed for a total of 3,242 residential units, with an additional 4 acres to be developed for commercial enterprises. Phases 1 and 2 of the development, which included the original areas known as Tracts 1 and 4, consist of approximately 65.12 acres and were rezoned to MFC on December 6th of 2016. The current development plan for Phases 1 and 2 will allow for the construction of 170 single-family homes. The first 60 lots have received final plats, with approximately 40 building permits being released to date. Phase 3 will encompass tracts 2 and 6 of the original map, and it will consist of approximately 93.27 acres. It is currently zoned PUD. The developer is requesting the remainder of the property be rezoned to multifamily cluster. the 2005 Surf City Land Use Plan Future Land Use Classification Map shows this area as mainland transitional residential. This rezoning is consistent with the land use plan. The proposed rezoning will result in a lower density than the permitted by the PUD plan. At the April 9th, 2020 Planning Board meeting, the Planning Board voted to approve this rezoning, or to recommend approval of this rezoning.
We're in a public hearing. Do we have anybody that wants to speak or have questions for the public hearing?
Were there any questions online?
There were no questions submitted in regards to this public hearing.
Okay, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Raise hands. Okay, it's closed. And let's see.
I'd like to make a motion that we follow the guidance of our planning board and the planning director, Ms. Times. And this does reduce the footprint of the homes that we'd originally approved for that development over there, which is good. We don't have as many homes, and the density is a lot less. I'd like to make a motion we approve it as presented.
I have a question before we do that.
You're right
If I-
here.
So you said 170 homes for phase 1 and 2?
Phases 1 and 2, which are already approved as
Right.
MFC, yes, sir.
This is to keep it consistent with that, and how many zones are expected for phase 3?
It totals out at about 420, so an additional 250 homes.
Sir,
I'm sorry. Do we have a second to that motion?
not yet.
Okay.
You did, okay, I didn't picture second.
Okay.
The boss over here.
Just
You got it.
240?
So
240?
there'll be about 240 additional homes above the 170 already
Okay.
approved.
All right. Thank you.
I did have one question. The commercial property, is that on 210?
With the new zoning, they're not proposing any commercial property. There is a small portion that they propose to be possibly townhomes, and that would be the section on Belt Road between the wetland and the road, between Belt Road and the wetland area. They do
I
not.
thought it said some commercial.
The original PUD had 4 acres of commercial, and that commercial will go away with this MFC rezoning.
Okay, all right. So that was changed, okay.
There was some wording, which when you and Mr. Eads were going to get together on, has that been clarified? As
The
far as-
MFC revisions that were passed by council meet the needs of Waterside.
Yes.
So we have not finalized that. We will be talking about it, but right now, everything that I have zoned in the town is MFC will work under the MFC setbacks that are required, but we will work on adding flexibility language to the MFC in the future.
Okay.
We'll bring it back.
Huh?
I was just saying we'll bring it back. Per that discussion, I can't remember which meeting it was.
Okay. Any other discussion on this? Let's see. We got a motion and a second, right?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, next one. That is, I think Stephanie, you're gonna do this one, right? Do I have we have another public hearing. It's a satellite annexation, TOM Leasing LLC, Highway 210, Pender County PN 4235-39-1559-0000, 1.5 acres plus or minus. It's in C3 commercial. And do I have a motion to go into public hearing?
Make the motion, we go to public hearing.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, Ms. Stephanie, you want to explain this one?
Yes, so the clerk's office received a petition for 1.5 acres of satellite annexation for a property located on Highway 210. The applicant is Tom Leasing LLC. The site plan has been reviewed in the annexation request by the planning board, and they are recommending C3 for commercial for the zoning classification. I'm asking for council to adopt the ordinance extending the corporate limits, amending the official zoning map, and adopt the consistency statement that's included in your package.
Have you got any public comment?
There was no public comment received on this public hearing as well.
All right, do we have any public comment from the people? If not, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay. Now, you need a motion to do that, or a consensus?
I need a motion for adopting the resolution, the ordinance extending the corporate limits, amending the official zoning map, and the consistency statement resolution.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. All in? Okay, yes.
So on the public hearing for annexation, on the background, where it says property located on Highway 210, is that the true, or is it supposed to say Highway 50?
Excuse me,
Oh,
that is
that's
Highway
right.
50. I apologize. Yes, it's Highway 50. It's almost directly across from the Public Works Department.
It's where the sign is, right?
Correct.
For the dentist. Okay. And it's just the orange square?
Yes, sir. It's the 1.5 acres is the orange square highlighted on the GIS overlay.
Okay. Now, any other questions? Thank you, Teresa, being observant.
I do read sometimes.
Okay. All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed, same sign. Thank you, folks. I appreciate that. Okay. Now we are into public comment time. So do we have, I think we've got one public comment online, right, Stephanie?
Yes, sir. So we have one public comment that was submitted by Mr. Jack Solak at 2408 South Shore Drive. He emailed in his comments, so I'll be reading those for you this evening. On behalf of Mr. Jack Solak, he wanted to say that he wanted to thank the mayor and council persons, the manager, and all others who have been working on the federal beach nourishment project. This may be the most important project ever for the town of Surf City. Without the beach, our community would not continue to flourish. This is a federal joint project with North Topsail Beach. I understand that there is a possibility that North Topsail Beach may not sign the joint agreement. I would hate to have this non-signing jeopardize the federal beach nourishment project. We desperately need more sand on our beach. Please do everything in your power to make our portion of the project complete. Make this a top priority and work with all the powers required to allow and complete the Surf City Beach Nourishment Project. Thank you. And that was the only public comment that we received this week.
Okay. Do we have any public comment from the people? Okay. If not, we will close the public comment period, and then we'll go to Mr. Kyle with the manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, council. A few things to update you on this afternoon. A couple of items that we've gone over, but just an update. But as you know, North Topsail Beach is scheduled to vote on the PPA participation Thursday evening at 6:30. They've extended an invitation for any council who would like to attend that meeting, either in person or by Zoom. I believe they do stream that online as well, and I can make sure I get that link out to each one of you. But if there is a strong desire to attend, I can let their clerk know your desire. New Town Hall, a couple of you I've been out there with over the last week or so. We're seeing some tremendous progress going on. It's looking like we got a building happening. They were pouring more concrete today for the slab, which is pretty exciting. So if you haven't been out there, please schedule some time to meet with me, and I'll be happy to take you out there. It is pretty exciting to see that work being done, and you can almost envision yourself being in the building at this point. So looking forward to the continued progress on that project. The Defense Community Infrastructure Pilot Program, we did submit for several projects. Unfortunately, we're not selected to move forward with that. That was a pilot program. So we'll keep our eye on that opportunity and continue with to work with our partners at Camp Lejeune, as they've been instrumental in lending support with that. I'm happy to announce that a conditional verbal offer has been extended to a candidate to fill the finance director position. As those things formalize and we get that solidified, I'll make a more public announcement, but I did want to let you know that we have made progress on that. Hurricane Isaias, we were notified that Pender County may receive a potential declaration from the storm event. It's our understanding that the utility infrastructure for electricity may trigger the cost threshold for a declaration, which means that we'll start developing our impact statement to get to our state reps that then funnel that to FEMA. We did have an opportunity to meet with Dr. Glasson with FEMA last week to take a look at the beach. We did ride the beach and provided him that opportunity. Unfortunately, he didn't think that the damages would warrant any sand replacement, but it was a good opportunity to meet with him and sort of explain what we had going on. So that'll will bring to fruition the documentation and the efforts that we go through as a town during these events, so that if we do have the opportunity to seek reimbursement for mainly what they call force account, force labor, and force equipment, we'll be able to get that back. So anytime we run a chainsaw, anytime we run a tractor, the man hours, we should be able to seek that in reimbursement. I think Stephanie had passed out a draft resolution. We're not asking council to consider this today, but essentially what this resolution states is that although the federal government and state government have been supportive of COVID funding to communities, they still have failed to address the revenue loss that we have seen with this, looking at room occupancy tax, looking at sales tax. So if council would like to consider this resolution, if you want to give just an acknowledgement, we will carry that forward. Councilperson Batts had brought that to our attention, and we'd be more than happy to bring that to you in your work session in September, if council so chooses. Other revenue losses we've seen come in water and sewer, non-payment of bills. Luckily, we've been somewhat isolated from that from other jurisdictions, but again, we do have revenue losses that we have seen due to this. So that resolution would request our federal legislators to support any funding to local jurisdictions for revenue loss. This was also part of our bulleted points to our federal legislators last week, so they are certainly aware of it, but this is just another opportunity to share our support with those individuals. The last thing I have on my list is water and sewer rates. The staff has been evaluating options for water and sewer rates to maintain conservation signals, as well as making sure operational costs are covered. As you know, a key indicator for capital investments and borrowing, local government commission analyzes these rates to assure a system is healthy and is able to take on debt for certain capital improvements. That includes just maintaining our system. As we know, the town has several projects underway, and the necessity to increase those user fees is evident through our financial modeling that our utility department has put together. Staff will advertise a public hearing for September 18th for council to consider a new rate model to be presented, and I can answer any questions that council may have on that. I did pass out a spreadsheet that kind of covers what the proposal would look like. It's based into 2 columns, which is a flat fee, flat percentage rate increase versus the percentage increase based on that conservation signal. So we'd be prepared to present council with any information that you might need to make that decision. As you know, we did increase the rates through the budget process, so this would be amending those rates, which will require a public hearing to take a look at. Again, I'm open for any questions that council may have on that. Another thing I wanted to draw your attention to is, as we've talked about, sewer-only customers, inside the jurisdiction, we cannot change the rate. However, if there's requests outside the jurisdiction, we have an opportunity to charge a separate fee. So on the back of that sheet, we have rates that are laid out, which are called extra jurisdictional, that would essentially double the rates for water and sewer. This is fairly consistent with jurisdictions in the state that are providing those services. It typically provides incentive to go through the voluntary annexation process, like we had just seen with the last application. So those are put together and would be part of that rate proposal that would be brought forward to you on the 18th. And that's what I have for my update, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, one reason we're having to look at this, these rate increases is because of the increase in cost of doing business. In other words, anybody knows, well, if you just know at home that your home costs have kept going up. And our water rate has, and it's been, 5 years since we've had an increase.
Yeah, 2015 was the last
rate
increase.
And so we got to bring some in, and I think they did a good job of spreading it out. And by the way, this increase doesn't have anything to do with David's birthday being yesterday.
I didn't even.
He's not getting this money.
I didn't even know.
But anyway, yeah, I think if anybody would look at it, and we welcome people to look at it, and I think it's fairly fair. Of course, I mean, the more you use, then the more it's going to cost you, and that's true with anything. So the bigger users will end up paying more, which is the way it normally is anyway. But appreciate you presenting that, and it'll come to us at the workshop, right?
Yes, sir.
And we'll have is that when we will have the public hearing?
We will, yes. We can
And
advertise, and council can consider on the same day.
Right, and you're gonna get this out online?
Correct.
So that they can,
Hearing will be online
so that they
as well.
can send in the public comments, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Kyle?
As you know, and as I tell you frequently, I could go on all day about what's going on and all the good things that are going on in town and things we're working on. But these are the highlights for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, we did have had the Rouser and Murphy, along with our state Congressman Millis, come down last week, and
Smith, Representative
Smith, yeah, I'm sorry, it was Smith, not Smith, that's right. Hadn't changed it. But anyway, they toured the island and looked at our beaches, and basically we pushed them into are trying to push them into making sure we're on the front page with them.
Yes.
And anything that comes up in Washington or in Raleigh, that they remember us while they're there. So,
And I did, I'd share with council, I did present that to Senator Tillis in his office, and,
Right.
and they are going to pass that along to their legislative folks. So that nice flyer that was put together was sent over, so we didn't want to leave anybody out on that.
no, but I think they have, and like I say, Tillis and Rouser and Murphy, since he's been in there, he hasn't been in there long, but I think they have worked pretty hard trying to help us with especially our beach nourishment, but other things too.
Sure. Yeah, I remember one of those first town hall meetings with Dr. Murphy, Congressman Murphy, and we brought up that revenue loss
Right,
issue.
sure did.
So I know it's something that they're aware of.
Yeah, he got here right to start with that.
Yeah.
So. But, yeah, of course, he's basically Onslow County, but we're in
Yes.
Onslow County too, as far as Surf City, so that gives us a little double hit there that we can apply to
That's right.
as far as representatives. Okay, I think we'll start on this side today. We'll start with Councilman Torres.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to thank our town employees for the work they continue to do each and every day. I think that should be applauded, especially during these challenging times. Also, I'd like to thank our police and fire department for your efforts. I know we have some challenges across our country, and thankfully we don't have that challenge here. And I want you to know that we all appreciate what you do each and every day, 100%. So please communicate that to your team. And then lastly, I'd like to thank Kyle, your team, and the work that you do each and every day to make this community better on behalf of all of our residents. So thank you. I'll turn it back to you, Ms. That's all I have, sir.
You through?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You're smiling anyway, right?
Yes, yes. Always happy to be above ground.
It's a good thing.
I would like to do the same thing with Dwight, just echo what he said. But Mr. Solak mentioned in the public comment section about us trying to move forward with our beach re-nourishment with the Corps of Engineers project. And I'd like to assure him that the council is fully behind the Corps of Engineer project and trying to see it go forward and whatever we can do to make that happen. That's going to be a kind of interesting situation concerning what North Topsail does and does not do, but we eagerly assigned the PPA and sent it on down to the Corps and to North Topsail for their consideration to do their participating part. And we're looking forward to the project moving forward, and hopefully that it will continue to gain speed and be fruitful and show some results. Also, our town employees have done a marvelous job keeping the town going. Under these trying circumstances, we have, and I would like to commend the council and the mayor on their foresight and diligence in sticking with an unpopular executive orders that have to go out and be done that is not popular with the public. But if you look at the results from Pender County, especially from my area here in Surf City, at the cases we've had and we've not had, which is great, we have put us in a situation of great safety by the measures we have done as a council, and I want to thank you for that. I want to thank the mayor for leading that push. It is not a popular stance, but it's one that was necessary, and we've all, in our joining to serve this community, want the best for the community and the safest for the community, and I think we've done that, and I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Miss Teresa, back.
I would like to say it's hard to prepare for any type of disaster or any type of something that is not a part of your daily routine, or that we think that is a daily function that we just go about our normal routine. But the word resilience now has a different meaning for me, because I see where we were 2 years ago and where we are now. We've gone through a true storm, and I think COVID has been a different type of storm that we are hopefully on the turning point and coming back up now. But we have started preparing for storms that we never thought were possible, or didn't know how to even talk about COVID. And so now that we are going through another storm and we're starting to prepare, I think years ago, Dwight was, along with several others in the community, were talking about being prepared after and wanting to start an EOC locally, and just having the leadership push, all of us push to having James Horn and Jason lead us through COVID and storms. I don't know how we would survive without James and Jason sometimes. And not just saying thank you to them, but I'm saying thank you to all our employees. We got Employee Appreciation Day coming up, and here we're gonna play some cornhole, and I'm prepared. I've been practicing, so I'm prepared to kick some butt. But I'm also very excited for the beach project. I want to thank all the congressmen and all the past leaders, not just in Washington or our state, but our local leaders here in Surf City that believed in the project and never gave up. And I hope that North Topsail Beach is on the same page with us and we move together with this project. That's it.
Mr. Don Helms.
I just want to thank everyone that listened in. I appreciate you listening in. I thank you folks for coming for your award. I want to thank all of our employees that's worked very diligently. Thank the police department, the fire department, public works. They don't get enough credit. People out of public works that work on our water and sewer. And I'm in agreement with Buddy. We've been waiting 20 years on this beach project. We ain't about to give up on it. We got to get it going forward, with or without North Topsail. And I hope everyone will have a wonderful month of September. And that's all I got.
Okay. Mr. Sugar, what have you got, sir?
Not much. Not much at all.
Not much.
I do want to say that, the last 9-10 months, I never thought that being a part of government could be positive and fulfilling. And as much as our community, and I think the whole nation we've endured, I'm with people every day, and our people are positive around here. It's a good environment. And I think we are unlike a lot of communities where we have a place that people want to come and they want to get away from all what's going on, all the negative. And this is a great place to be. And I just hope that when people look at Surf City, including the media, they look at the good things that are going on here. Because there is a ton of great things going on in Surf City. And this council, I would say, is firing on all cylinders. And I would say it's been a great last year. So I just want to say I'm excited about the next year for sure. So thank you.
Looking forward to the next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Surf City, like Amy talked about, the number of homes we've got coming in. We've got a lot of homes coming in. Got a lot of people moving into Surf City. And Surf City is growing. And I like to see growth. And I think that the professionals that we have working in the town and the board that we have now is looking and growing Surf City in the proper way. In other words, like I've always said, you can grow a family. You can have one kid or 5 kids or 12 kids. But as long as you grow as a family, then you get along fine and you can handle the ups and downs. And so I think that that's what we have done as Surf City. I think we grow, but I think we're growing as a family community. And yes, we have trials and tribulations that hit us in the face, whether it be a hurricane, whether it be COVID, whether it be water and sewer. But working together, then we can accomplish anything that we put our minds to. And like I say, and I think now we're putting together a real professional type group that is working for the town now, and they're all working for the same thing. Doesn't matter, which area they're in. Like you say, if they're in utilities, if they're in planning, police, fire, recreation, they're all working for this family community. So that's what we're making a headway with too. And of course, we've got, like I say, everybody that's working for the town now is in a professional type manner and doing great work. So I just wanted to express my opinion on that. The water will come up at the next workshop as a public hearing, and that is something that we have to keep updated with to make sure we're paying all of our, making at least breaking even on the water and sewer, not losing money, because all the money that goes to water and sewer has to come from water and sewer. None of the property tax that you collect can go in to that account, so it has to pay for itself as it goes along. Okey-doke, I'm going to turn it over to our illustrious town attorney at this time.
Well, Mayor, by my calculations, tonight's meeting's my 1-year anniversary with the town.
How about that? Yay!
So I don't have any legal update, but I'll say it's been a very interesting year for a lot of the reasons y'all have already said. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I look forward to many more years. When I was appointed last year this time, no one ever dreamed something like COVID-19 would happen. And quite frankly, at that time, no one dreamed that the federal project would be funded.
That's right.
It has been funded, and that project will go forward. I know there's some concerns about North Topsail, and then as those who may be watching may or may not know, I'm also their town attorney, so I'm not speaking for North Topsail right now, but Kyle's talked to the Corps, and the Corps is aware, and I think they're looking at, I don't want to speak for the Corps, but contingencies are being analyzed. That project, right. In my personal and legal opinion, that project will go forward. But again, I want to thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to serve for many more years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I would love to say that the Corps has really done a fantastic job working with us. I think they're about as excited to see us get started on this project as we are. They're really looking forward to it because, a lot of them in the Corps now has been working with us almost the whole time, the last 20 years, trying to get this project going. So I think they're proud to get that passed and get it through, and now they're ready to get started on it. So we want to thank the Corps for their work as well. They have done a great job, and of course, everybody with the federal government, state government, right on down has done a great job.
Mayor,
you want to add?
I did. I failed to just kind of talk about the executive order that did just come out. We kind of looked at that at 3 o'clock. So just briefly, number 163, it does have some impacts in loosening restrictions for the town. We'll be taking a look at this, making some adjustments, mainly through Parks and Rec. Playgrounds can now be open. And then we have a recreational facility that will probably be taking a look at that. But nonetheless, number 163 was published, and I will send that out to council so you can look at it, but I did print that off for me, for myself, and
Okay.
bowling alleys can now be open too, so.
Bowling alleys can't, but.
They can at
They
30%.
can? Oh, okay, and playgrounds can, right?
Yes, yes.
Hey, you gotta go to work.
Yeah.
They're ready, okay.
Mayor, I just wanted to mention that I was on the phone with some representatives of the Corps today about the federal project. They still have as much zeal as they did in January in our first meeting, so
Right.
they're still committed and want to see this go forward.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Just wanna
All
add
right,
that.
anybody else got any comments they want to make? Nope. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, raise your hand, and then we're out. Thank you, appreciate it.